Hello friends, welcome back to All About Structural Analysis and Design. So this is the series which we are doing on the design of columns. So previously I have done 3 more column videos. I will be sharing the link in the description box and also on top iCard. So you can just go through those videos. Okay, we have designed a square column and also we have designed a circular column. So both the links you will be getting. And today's problem will be on the design of a rectangular column. So I will show you how to design a rectangular column which is axially loaded. Okay, still we have not started with uniaxial bending and biaxial bending. So we are just into the axially loaded columns. So today's problem is design a rectangular column of 4.5 meter. Okay, sorry, this is a meter here. 4.5 meter unsupported length to carry a axial load of 1200 kilonewton, and the materials they have given is M20 and Fe415 grade of steel. So with this data you have to proceed with the design of rectangular column. So if you are new to my channel, so I request you to subscribe All About Structural Analysis and Design, and also press the bell icon for the latest notifications of my videos in civil and structural engineering. So let's begin with today's video. So as usual practice in my RCC lectures, so first we will write down the given data. So this will be solution. So given data. So first write down which type of column you have to design. So it is rectangular column. So I will write down here rectangular column. Okay, so then they have mentioned 4.5 meter unsupported length. So we'll designate as a small l, 4.5 meter, which is unsupported length, to carry a axial load of 1200 kilonewton. So P they have given 1200 kilonewton, and this will convert it into ultimate load, that will be Pu, which is equals to 1.5 into 1200. Then this Pu becomes 1800 kilonewton. Therefore Pu equals to 1800 into 10 raised to 3 newtons. So we will keep all the units in Newton and millimeter. So we'll convert this kilonewton into this Newton. So then again they have given M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. So FCK 20 Newton per mm square, and Fy grade of steel will be 415 Newton per mm square. So this is your given data, and from this given data you have to proceed with the design of rectangular column. So before proceeding, I will show you page number 71 of IS 456 2000. So this is page number 71 of IS 456 2000, and again in my previous two videos I have explained very clearly the short axially loaded members in compression. So what this clause says, this Pu equation, that is Pu is equals to 0.4 FCK AC plus 0.67 Fy ASC, can only be used when your minimum eccentricity does not exceed 0.05 times the lateral dimension. Okay, so when it does not exceed, then only you can use this equation. So from page number 71, from page 71 IS 456 2000, E minimum should not exceed 0.05 times lateral dimensions. Okay, this is strictly applicable only for short axially loaded columns, not uniaxial and biaxial bending. So with this clause we can use this equation. Pu equals to 0.4 FCK AC plus 0.67 Fy ASC. Okay, now in this we know Pu, we know FCK, we know Fy. ASC and AC is unknown. So what we will do, as the basic practice, the column will be having minimum steel as 0.8% and maximum 6%. So we will use 1% of steel. So assuming 1% of steel, so it becomes 0.01 times of A. Okay, 1% of area you have to use, so it becomes ASC becomes 0.01 times of A. So now what we'll do, we will substitute. So now PU is 1800 into 10 raised to 3 equals to 0.4, FCK is 20, AC what we'll do, this whole area of column minus this 0.01 times of area. Whole column we have taken, that is area. From that whole area I have deducted 1% of steel. So we will be directly getting the area of concrete in column. Plus 0.67, FI is 415 and ASC is 0.01A. Okay, so this will keep as it is, and 0.4 into 20 will become 8A minus 0.4 into 20 into 0.01, which will become 0.08 times of A, plus 0.67 into 415 into 0.01, it will become 2.78A. So 1800 into 10 raised to 3 equals to, when you simplify this, you will be getting 10.7A. Therefore A equals to 1800 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 10.7. So this you will be getting 168,224.3 mm square. So which is equal to A. So you can just make a box for this area. So without knowing the dimensions of the column, you have calculated the area of column. We don't know the dimensions of the column, so we have to fix up the dimensions B and D. Now let us take B is equals to half D. So this is just a assumption, so we will assume B is equals to half D. Then your rectangle area will be, area is equals to B into D. Okay, now B here is half D, so you can just substitute here. So this becomes half D into D. Okay, so now area what we have got, 168,224.3 equals to half D into D. Okay, so now we'll send this 2 on this side. So therefore D square equals to 168,224.3 into 2. Therefore this becomes 336,448.6. Then therefore D is equals to square root of 336,448.6. Therefore you will be getting D equals to 580 mm. Okay, so this is how you have to calculate the D. Now B is equals to half D. So just substitute now D value here. Therefore B equals to 290 mm. Therefore let us take column size as 300 mm into 600 mm. So this is with respect to this area we had calculated the size of column. So before moving on to the next step, let us check the eccentricity conditions. So when you go to page number 42 of IS 456-2000, you just go to page number 42. So there one clause you will be getting minimum eccentricity. So now in this problem they have given the unsupported length of column, if you remember the given data. So all the columns shall be designed for minimum eccentricity equal to unsupported length of column divided by 500 plus lateral dimensions, both the lateral dimensions you have to check, divided by 30 subject to a minimum of 20 mm. So the minimum eccentricity should be kept as 20 mm, and this because the unsupported length of column they have given in this problem. So you have to check with this minimum eccentricity for both the lateral dimensions. Let us check eccentricity conditions. Okay. From page 42. So this is given on page 42, IS 456 2000. So just go to page number 42 and just check the eccentricity conditions. So what it says, E minimum equals to unsupported length of column divided by 500 plus the lateral dimensions of the column. So first we will check with the D, and it is divided by 30. So just substitute. So our unsupported length was 4.5 meters, so it comes 4500 mm. So we'll substitute in mm. So 4500 mm divided by 500 plus D we had fixed up as 600. So 600 divided by 30. So E minimum is equals to 29 mm. So when you go to page number 71, so initially we had taken this PU equation. There if you go, so when the minimum eccentricity as per 25.4, so this is nothing but 25.4 minimum eccentricity clause. So as per that, it should not exceed 0.05 times the lateral dimension. Okay, so we have to check with this clause. From page 71, E minimum should not be greater than or equals to 0.05 lateral dimensions. So we are just checking with this D. We'll write it here. Okay, the E minimum should be 20. So we'll just check with this 0.05 600. So it gives 30. So if you take minimum eccentricity as 20, so it is less than 30. Therefore, okay, no problem. Minimum eccentricity is 20 mm based on the clause, and also we had got 29. So both the values are less than 30. Okay, so no problem with this clause. Now we'll check with another lateral dimension. So we'll check with B. Therefore, E minimum equals to L by 500 plus B by 30. So 4500 was our unsupported length divided by 500. The lateral dimension was another, that with respect to B is 300 divided by 30. So this comes out to be 19 mm. Okay, then from page 71, E minimum should be less than or equals to 0.05 times of B. So here, so minimum it should be 20. So we'll take it as here 20. So this should be less than or equals to 0.05 times the B. But here we are getting 15, and here this minimum eccentricity is greater than this 15 which we are getting from 0.05 times of 300. So therefore, along B, it does not satisfy even though it satisfies with the another lateral dimension. So strictly both the lateral dimensions it has to be satisfied, otherwise we cannot proceed with this problem. Okay, along B it does not satisfy conditions. Therefore, strictly PU equation cannot be used, and the column has to be designed as eccentrically loaded column. So in short, this column with these specifications does not come under axially loaded column. So you have to design this as eccentrically loaded column. We'll redesign this column. Okay. Now we will redesign the column. Redesign the column means what will happen? Just you have to increase your B and you have to just make it the eccentricity as 20. Okay. Let us keep B equals to 400 mm. So we are increasing by 100 mm. So E minimum should be less than or equals to 0.05 times of B. So this comes around 20. Therefore, okay. Area is equals to B into D, right? 168.224.3 is equals to B is 400 and D will keep as it is. So this is bigger D. Okay. Now, therefore, D equals to 168.224.3 divided by 400. Therefore, D you will be getting 420 mm. So as it is a rectangular column, we will keep D equals to 450 mm. Okay, so it should look like rectangular column. So we will not keep at exactly 420. We will keep it as 450 mm. Now we will check with this also. E minimum should be less than or equals to 0.05 times of D. So this comes out around 22.5. So 20 is less than 22.5. Therefore, okay. So now it can be designed as an axially loaded column. Now actual area equals to B into D, that is 400 into 450. So area comes square. So this is your new area. Now ASC equals to 0.01 A because we had provided 1% of steel. So 0.01 into 18000. So ASC you will get 1800 mm square. So this will be the area of steel in your column. So now provide 20 mm 5 bars. Therefore, area of steel of one bar 5 by 4 into 20 square 314.16 mm square. Therefore, number of bars equals to 1800 divided by 314.16. So you will be getting 5.72 bars. Okay, you know we cannot provide this 5.72. Therefore, provide 6 bars of 20 mm 5. Okay, so these many bars you have to provide of 20 mm diameter. Now design of lateral ties. So for this again IS code has given stipulations on page number 49. This is your page number 49 and on page number 49 they have given pitch and diameter of lateral ties. So first we will see diameter, and the diameter should not be less than 1/4 of the diameter which is used as longitudinal bar. So diameter of ties should be greater than 1/4 of this 20 mm because we have used 20 mm as longitudinal bar. So this comes around 5 mm. Therefore, provide 6 mm 5 as lateral ties. Okay. Now spacing of lateral ties. So again, three stipulations are there. So the first is the least lateral dimension, then 16 times the smallest diameter of longitudinal bar. So we are using only one type of bar, that is 20 mm, and the next last is 300 mm, and you have to use the least of these three. So we will see which comes out to be the least. So all these things you will be getting on page number 49. So the first is least lateral dimension 400 mm. Then second is 16 times the diameter, 16 into 20, so it comes out around 320 mm, and the third is 300 mm, and you have to select the least. Therefore provide, and this is your least dimension. So provide 6 mm phi at 300 mm center to center as lateral ties. So this is the way you have to design. So now just don't end the problem here. You have to just show the reinforcement. So this is your rectangular column. Okay, so this is 400, this is 450 mm. So first you can provide your corner and you can provide here. So this will be your 6 bars of 20 mm phi, and this is how it looks like this, the spacing of ties. (300 mm). So this is how you have to design a rectangular column axially loaded. Actually this data does not satisfy the axially loaded column because the lateral dimension B was not getting satisfied. So we have redesigned it, and the originally problem should be designed as eccentrically loaded column. So we'll see these kind of problems in the next subsequent lectures. Thank you friends.